Hey guys, welcome back to the Sacred Life channel with Maria. I'm not sure if I ever told you guys why I ever even started reading these cards. And I mean, yes, they help keep me positive, but what really made me fall in love with them is because I finally felt like I was learning how to ask myself the right questions that I hadn't asked myself before. Like in these books, they don't give you a direct answer for something to believe in. All it tells you really is, or encourages you to do, is to ask yourself these questions, search within for the answers, and to allow things to play out and really just don't forget to have fun. It's very important. In fact, a huge part of manifesting is having fun. Alright, I'm gonna get started now. But today I decided I'm gonna read directly from the book because I loved the message and I want to make sure it gets delivered exactly how it was intended to. So, it is safe for you to become naked with the world. No, that doesn't mean run around naked outside on the streets. But it does mean to strip yourself of any negative beliefs, strongholds, mental or emotional security blankets, so that you can live with less obstruction than ever before. So imagine the conditioning that has kept life away from you. Conditioned beliefs about money, time, security, having, locking away, holding, and controlling can be surrendered and allowed to fall away. What would it be like to be as if you were on vacation every single day? Perhaps there would be a softening in your way of life, an implicit trust in its flow, and a faith in the ability of time to bend and stretch as needed so that all may be accomplished. It is at an advanced stage of our spiritual relationship with life that we're able to feel held within it sufficiently enough to surrender our defenses layer by layer and to nakedly accept what is. This oracle comes as a message to you, and so does the siren. Guys, that just means very important. Sometimes we need our defenses. At other times, it is clear we are outgrowing them. There is something that you have outgrown. It has something to do with your ideas about productivity, time control, and money. It has to do with abundance, trust, and living with the fundamental belief that everything is going to turn out okay. You are ready to be much more vulnerable and exposed in life. You don't have to hide behind being organized, perfect, in control, or financially secure and stable. Nor do you need any other acceptable social face. It is time for you to loosen the strings of your own controlling nature. They are too tight and too restrictive for you anyway. You were born to live in a much freer way. When you live as you innately are, rather than how you have been conditioned to be, you will experience greater joy, freedom, and support. When you are not resisting yourself or resisting life, there is less resisting what you need as it comes to you. The message is that you are shedding. It might be an identity, it might be a status symbol such as a car, home. It could even be a socially admired relationship. You are shedding because no matter what the appearance of things, those old forms were too constricting for you. It's almost like your spirit was trying to walk about in shoes several sizes too small. They were starting to pinch, the seams were ripping, and everything would fall apart completely. Likewise, you are being stripped of internal beliefs that are failing you, perhaps externally as well. Whether this seems to be your choice or not, make no mistake, it is your own spirit in cahoots with the loving spirit of life that has brought this situation to you. After letting go, there comes a temporary emptiness that provides a greater space for fulfillment to come forth. What do you feel? There are many opinions around you. Some are helpful, but others are distracting from your truth. Although it can be helpful to hear the thoughts of others, when it all comes down to it, you will have to come to your own decision. Do you know how unique you are? How your path is your path to be chosen, lived, and created only by you? Someone else cannot become the source of your decision-making power without negative repercussions for both of you. This oracle comes to you because you have become swept up in thinking things through. You have been thinking about which way to go with a matter of importance, and you have got a bit stuck in the logic of the decision-making process. Sometimes we have to accept that any path is a path forward, and if it is not the best path, we can change our approach later on if needed. If we're slightly off base with a decision, life will often shift and move to guide us back on track. We don't have to be perfect. In fact, there is rarely ever a perfect choice to be made. Just some choices that feel more heart-honoring than others. Sometimes we can only really know in hindsight if we made the best choice possible in that moment. At the time of decision making, we only really have our internal wisdom to rely upon. And that is all we need. The oracle of what do you feel is telling you there is no need to punish or traumatize yourself with possible choices. Just making a choice will set things in motion. The best way to catalyze the situation you are in and bring about healing change, stimulate your creative juices, and find a more inspired, energized, and enjoyable approach to your life is to just make a choice based on what you feel right now. Not based on anyone else's feelings, just yours. So ask yourself, what do I feel right now? And go from there. If you can't relate to the need to make a choice between two or more clear alternatives, then the oracle brings you this message. You are at a crossroads in your journey, and the choices you make at this time, even simply choosing to do things a little differently without much drama associated to the decision, are powerful triggers for some great magic to enter your life. Take a different approach to something. Be open to that which makes you uncomfortable, but could be exciting and interesting. Even small adventures will yield big rewards right now. It matters less that you do the most wonderful thing ever, that's too much pressure, and more that you simply take an action from your heart. Open up to the creative magic of life and don't worry about how it is going to work out. The bigger creative flow of life is sorting out all the details, and you are not immune to that plan. In fact, you are a natural part of it. So just spend some time with your own feelings and know that all is going to work out perfectly. How brave you are. You are diving for light. It can be much simpler to seek light from the heavenly, which is blissful, sweet, loving, and kind. To look for the light in that which is darkness is an advanced task that only a rebellious and brave heart will attempt. You may not feel that you have taken such a journey by choice, yet you have taken this wise challenge on from deep within your soul. Your innermost being has evoked the situation in your life with the intention that you grow in power, wisdom, and creative juice. It also wants you to experience a bold and fearless trust in life and become further empowered to live with it with zest and courage. The Oracle of Diving for Light speaks of a time when you are called into darkness through life circumstances, situations, relationship challenges, or inner struggles that defy clear understanding. That darkness might be a creative block, a sense of being in a void, or feelings of depression, rage, sadness, fear, or anxiety. There may or may not be an obvious cause. The darkness might be generally accepted and socially acknowledged because there is a socially acceptable or obvious reason for it, such as death, divorce, or retrenchment. However, there may be no obvious justification for your experience of darkness. You might not need a reason to be able to accept it. Likewise, you may struggle to find an unconditional acceptance of your experience. Just know that you are actually on track and right where you need to be. Our creative process and our spiritual path go through a similar turning of the wheel progress. There is spring and summer in the seasons of our soul as well as the earthly ones. There is the autumn harvest, and there is the death inherent in winter when energy is concentrated and pulled within to seek out of the darkness where it can rest, regenerate, and simply be until the time is right for new life, energy, and creative inspiration to burst forth. When diving for light, one must be willing to bear the darkness and understand it has a purpose. Much like winter does upon the earth, It is not an error or through lack of consciousness that you are here now. It is a testament to your spiritual growth and your creative process, not a sign that they are lacking or stalling. At least some of the people around you might be more attached to their fear and doubt than their faith in your process and the ways of the creative, rebellious spiritual path that asks us to trust unconditionally. They might be frightened due to a lack of understanding. You don't need to carry their fear for them. You have your own process to attend to, and they can choose to be inspired by your journey or frightened by it. They are free to respond as they wish, and whatever those responses are, it is part of their journey for them to process and work through. Stay in compassion, for fear creates the energy of anger, hate, and destructiveness. These forces are a part of life. We don't have to be frightened by them, nor do we need to deny their existence or try to ignore them in order to find light in the darkness. We just need to hold compassion and be intelligently aware so we can avoid being seduced into the trap of needing to prove ourselves or into the mistaken belief that we need to fight against darkness. It is too easy to get caught up in trying to heal the dark. Darkness just is. Recognize it when it is there and be in your compassionate heart. All you need to do is make a choice. Will you stay in your heart, or will you be seduced by darkness and overcome by hate or sleepiness? Diving for light is a spiritual test and a threshold for all true creative work. We successfully navigate our own way through this test and pass the threshold into new creative birth by staying connected to the light of compassion within our own hearts. It is not an easy test, but it is one that you must be ready for, otherwise it wouldn't be coming to you now. Just remember, it is the light of the heart that sustains. It exists within us always, even in the darkest depths of unknown terrain. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I look forward to seeing you guys next time. Have a good week.